Action.
For bread, to start with, you're gonna get one of these guys. These big bowls for this machine. You want to try and find this particular. I'm gonna stop the machine here. You want to find this particular hook here to use for the machine. This is the only hook that fits the machine. But anyways, you're getting one of these containers. You're gonna fill it up with 10 cups of hot water, steaming hot water. It needs to be hot enough to get the yeast dissolved and to activate it. And you're going to use sugar and yeast and water to begin with, just in this bowl. You want it mixing for about 5 minutes. This has been going for 8 minutes now, but you want it to mix and set for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
You have that done. You're going to do 10 cups of milk in a separate container with 3 cups of oil. You're also going to do 8 ounces of salt. We're going to make sure that we print out the instructions so you guys have it all. You're going to do this all in one container. Liquid separately, solid separate from everything else. You're also going to measure out, take one of these containers, place it on the scale, zero it out first, and then start weighing your flour so you know exactly how much flour is being weighed and you're not weighing the container with the flour. And that's going to come out to 8 pounds and 4 ounces. You're going to do this twice throughout this process for one batch. When the stuff in the bowl is ready, the yeast and the water and the sugar, you're going to take your oil and your salt and you're going to mix those in.
Okay. Put those in. Do you measure the salt?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is measured out. The instructions, we will make sure those are printed out so everyone has them. You put this out. Then, you also want your flour. So this is the first batch of 8 pounds and 4 ounces of flour.
8 pounds, 4 ounces.
So far, all we have is just liquids in here.
Yep.
A little bit of solids, but just mainly liquids.
Okay.
I'm going to take this. You're adding this entire bucket. It should be 8 pounds and 4 ounces.
Okay.
You need to, don't worry about reaching your hand in here. This stuff is going to get cooked, so you don't have to have gloves on. You don't have to be worried about as much of the cleanliness stuff, but so don't be afraid to reach your hand and pull stuff out if you need to.
You have to close this thing, right?
You got to close this guy all the way. This thing has to be all the way up so that these magnets in the back are touching. This magnet here is touching as well. Otherwise, the machine won't work.
Okay.
You want it on stir to begin with, because if you do it any higher, you're going to blow flour everywhere.
Yeah.
So you set it on stir, and you just let it go for a little while until everything's mixed up, until it's becoming a little bit more of a soup. You're going to take your flour container again, and you're going to go back and measure another 8 pounds and 4 ounces of flour.
Okay.
And then when this guy is ready, you're going to add the second batch of 8 pounds, 4 ounces of flour into this until this dough becomes this consistency. This is plastic wrap on it right now, but
I was like, that's what...
this is what you want the dough to look like when you're done. This is a single double batch.
Okay.
And this is about the consistency you want. You don't want it to be too sticky. It's got to be a little bit sticky, but not too sticky. And then while you're doing this, when you have one batch done, cover the first batch up with plastic wrap so it doesn't dry out while you're making the second batch.
Okay. Is that good?
Oh.